Dan Dennis teaches science at West Ottawa High School in Holland, Michigan. When he began his teaching career, he was skeptical about the value of being in a union. That is, until 1999, when he and his wife moved from Michigan, a non-right-to-work state, to a right-to-work state, North Carolina. All of a sudden, the monthly dues he was paying to the Michigan Teachers Union began to look like a bargain.
Well, I was pretty naive when I first started teaching in Michigan. I had no experience with unions whatsoever, and I didn't really feel like the union was doing much for me as a new teacher. But when I got to North Carolina, and there was a dramatic difference in working conditions, a dramatic difference in benefits and salary package, even though the standard of living was pretty much the same as Michigan. That changed my thought process quite a bit. It was a 25% pay reduction, even though I was moving from a bachelor's degree here in Michigan up to a master's degree level, because I had just finished my master's degree that summer. So it was a 25% salary reduction, plus over probably a 75% benefits, health and benefit package. My wife was not afforded major health care through my plan at all, and so that was very, very dramatic.
And in addition to a significant cut in his wages and benefits, Dennis was confronted with a drastic change in his working conditions. Some teachers even had to take a second job to make ends meet.
Here in Michigan, I'm afforded my planning period and duty-free lunch period. And ultimately we have a start to our day and an end to our day as to when we're supposed to be there. In North Carolina, there were a lot of things that I ended up doing on my planning period that I wouldn't have to do here in Michigan. I would have to go across town and pick up a school bus so that I could drive it with my track team after school. I would have to give up time to do hall duty or to monitor a particular spot in the school building. And so there was a lot more expected of me there in terms of working conditions. A lot of newer teachers had a second job during the school year. And so to work all day and where you could go home and recuperate a little bit or do lesson planning or grade papers, they were going to another job just to make ends meet, and that's certainly going to lower the quality of education. They worked in sporting goods stores or department stores. They would work in a shoe store maybe, and so yeah, those were jobs that many new teachers had in North Carolina.
Just like Tim Hudak in Ontario, Republican Tea Party ideologues in Michigan don't plan to stop at passing a union-busting right-to-work law. Michigan teachers believe the ultimate goal is to privatize the education system.
I think ultimately it's headed towards trying to privatize public education. They tried previously to get a voucher system to be able to take public monies and be able to send their children to private schools. That didn't work, and so ultimately they're trying another tactic to try to basically turn public schools over to private companies and organizations.
Dennis says for several demoralizing years, Michigan's Republican-dominated government has been chipping away at the teachers' collective agreement.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating to feel like you're under attack, and when you feel like maybe they should finally say enough is enough, they continue to go after more and more and more. And for a long time, I think we as teachers in Michigan thought that, well, they talk about it, but nobody will really do it. And so as you watch them do it, take away your health care benefits, reduction in salaries, increased retirement costs and pension costs, and when you see them begin to do those things, it's very frustrating. It really is.
And Dennis says if public employees in Ontario think what's happening in Michigan can't happen to them, they should think again.
I would say be very careful. I would say be concerned. I would say don't stick your head in the sand. I would say don't think it can't happen to you. We watched it happen in Wisconsin, here in Michigan, and then we thought, well, the auto industry in Michigan is, protected better, and it happened here. And I would say if it can happen in Michigan, it certainly can happen in Ontario.